All right, second grade, we are going to take today, Wednesday, and tomorrow, Thursday, to review all the things that we learned in fourth quarter so far. And then on Friday, we'll be starting our final chapter of measurement. And we're starting that Friday because you're going to receive your measurement packet from us Thursday at your assessment night. So you need to make sure on Friday you have that packet and you have a ruler ready to go. And that will be our final chapter that we will be learning this year in second grade. So the next 2 days, we're just going to be doing some review. So we're going to start with a graph. And it says at the top, the owner of Steve's Pet World is keeping track of how many birds are sold each month. Use the chart below to graph the sales and answer the question. So they've already graphed it for us. So they took the month and the number of birds that were sold, and they made a bar graph over here. It says monthly bird sales, and it says number of birds all the way up to 8, and the months are January, February, March, April, May. And it looks like January, if we read January, we go up. They sold 3. February, they sold 5. March, they sold 6. In April, they sold 7. In May, they sold 4. So what we want to do is take that graph and we want to answer the questions below. I'm going to do the first 2 with you, and then I'm going to go on to our clock review, and you're going to finish up the rest for practice, okay? So number 1 says, during which month were the most birds sold? So the word I'm looking for most is most, right? That's a very important word because that means it's the one that has the absolute most. So if we look at our graph, we can easily tell which one has the most because it is the highest bar. So which month had the most birds sold? Well, that would be April. So we're going to write April on our line. Number 2 says, during which month were the fewest birds sold? Our key word there is fewest. Fewest means the few, which is the least. So we want to look at our bars and see the one that is the littlest, and that would tell us that that one is the fewest. And obviously we look right here in January. We know that that one has the fewest. So we would write January in there. January. Now I would like for you to go on and finish numbers 3, 4, 5, and 6 on your own when we are finished. Now we are going to look at our clock worksheet because we're going to do a little graph refresher and a clock refresher. So I'm going to pull up our clock, and it's right here. And we want to look at this, and we want to tell the time. Okay, so first we want to look at our shorthand, which is our hour hand. And we want to look and see where it's at. Well, for number 1A, it's in between the 12 and the 1. So when it's in between 2 numbers, what you want to do is you want to go back to the number before. So if I move my hour hand back, it would be on the 12. We don't want to go forward. We want to go backward. And then I look at my minute hand, and to find our minute, we want to count by 5s. We start at the 12, and the 12 is a 0. And we go to 1, which is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. We stop at the 9, and that would be 12:45. Now I'm going to go on to 1B. Again, first I want to look at the hour hand, which is a shorthand. And if it's in between 2 numbers, which this one is, it looks like it's slightly in between the 3 and the 4. We want to go back to the hour before. So we want to go back to the 3. Then I want to find my minute hand. To find my minute hand, I'm going to count by 5s. 12 is 0, 1 is 5, 2 is 10. So it would be 0, 5, 10. So this time is 3:10. Next, I'm going to do 1C. Again, I'm going to start with my hour hand. I'm going to look at the hour, and I want to go back to the one before if it's in between. So if we look at the 6 and the 7, it is slightly in between. So we want to go back to the 6. So our hour is 6. Then I want to skip count by 5s to get to my minute hand. I'm going to start at the 12, which is 0. So 0, 5, 10. My minute hand ends at the 2, which stands for 10. And that time is 6:10. You are now going to go on and complete the rest of the graph worksheet and the rest of the clock worksheet as a review. When you are done with your activities for today, you can press the green and white check mark.